CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
It was not out of this world, but police in Parliament Hill didn't know where it was from, so they took no chances today with a suspicious package. RCMP called in a hazmat team and cleared the area near the Centre Block and Peace Tower. Police say whatever was in the package is not hazardous. They gave the all clear about an hour after the first call came in. A half dozen people who were in contact with the package were put into isolation as a precaution. This is the second suspicious package in Ottawa this week. Well, crews started working on the Johnson Street Bridge this week, but they're not working on the new one. They're fixing the old one, repairing damage done last year by a barge. It slammed into some wood pilings surrounding the support structure on the bridge. Crews are in the water right now replacing those pilings. The construction is not related to the new bridge, which is scheduled for completion in 2015 with all of the associated work by the following year. Once these repairs are done, the existing bridge will stay open until construction of the new Johnson Street Bridge is complete.
This is just for the current Johnson Street Bridge to protect the abutment. The new bridge will have new fendering systems to protect it because it'll be slightly further north, so these ones won't be in the right place.
The bridge will be closed to all traffic, vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists and marine traffic this weekend on Sunday morning from 5:30 until 11 o'clock. Well, 10 brave young ladies in Victoria donated their hair today to support a friend and classmate who is currently battling cancer. Emma Smith is a grade 4 student at Cloverdale Traditional School. She was diagnosed in October with a brain tumor, and she's undergoing 6 months of aggressive chemotherapy and radiation in Vancouver. Emma got a wig from an American nonprofit group called Wigs for Kids, and now her friends want to give back. They are donating their hair so other children may benefit.
I mentioned a Wigs for Kids program. Emma does already have a wig that she was given from that program. And Natasha right away jumped up and said, "I want to do that, Mom." So that's where it started, and we've been rallying at the school, and we had 10 young gals that came to today and cut their hair.
In honor of her and other girls boys like her who are going through cancer treatment. So it's bravery and helping out where you can, and that's what we're doing today.
The hairstylists at Lizzie, Lee and Me in Saanich donated their time to do the cuts today. The hair will go to a Vancouver salon that makes wigs for children in BC, and a trust account has been set up at Coast Capital Savings to support Emma and her family under the name Emma Grace Smith in Trust. Next time you walk into a Thrifty Foods store, you may notice a sea of oranges, a campaign to allow more kids to register for sports. Thrifty Foods is a longtime corporate partner with Kids Sport Victoria. The nonprofit organization has helped families afford to register their kids in sports around the capital region for more than a decade. Students from Lochside Elementary helped kick off the event in Broadmead today. For every purchase of a 4-pound bag of Buck brand oranges, Thrifty Foods will donate $1 to the Kids Sport cause.
We're hopeful. There are 11 stores in the Greater Victoria area, so that could be upwards of $25,000. So that could be another 100 children assisted into sport.
Thrifties is all about giving back to the community. It's important to us, and kids are important to us as well. So this is a wonderful cause.
Kids Sport says it gets about 800 applications each year and hands out grants of $250 each on average. If you can't make it into a Thrifty Food store yourself, it'll donate $1 to the cause if you go online or to its Facebook page and like the photo of the event. The Buck brand campaign runs until the 5th of next month. In South Africa, prosecutors say they will pursue a charge of premeditated murder against Olympian Oscar Pistorius. Pistorius was weeping openly in court today, at one point sobbing so loudly that the chief magistrate told him to take it easy. Police took the Blade Runner into custody yesterday after his girlfriend was found shot and killed at his home. Riva Steenkamp was a well-known model. An application for bail for Pistorius was postponed until next Tuesday. If he is convicted, he could face life in prison. In this province, the man who killed his 3 children in their home in Merritt in 2008 will be allowed to transfer to a psychiatric care centre in Selkirk, Manitoba. Alan Schoenborn made the request to the BC Review Board because he has family in Manitoba. He agrees he needs to remain in psychiatric care, but says his family could support his eventual reintegration into society. RCMP and Souk are asking for your help tonight as they investigate cases of sexual assault against children. 73-year-old Robert Derrick, also known in the community as Bonsai Bob, is charged in 2 cases of sex assault. Those charges follow incidents in September of last year involving children aged 12 and 13. RCMP believe there may be more victims, particularly boys, and offenses which may have occurred over the past 20 years. Anyone who has information on the case is urged to contact Souk RCMP. A Victoria woman has pleaded guilty to abduction in a courtroom in Toronto after vanishing with her daughter nearly 2 decades ago. 54-year-old Patricia Auburn left court today with her daughter at her side. Auburn admits she abducted the girl as an infant during a bitter custody dispute with the father. They lived in Victoria under assumed names. Auburn was arrested at her home in 2011 after police received a tip. The girl's father never gave up searching. He says he doesn't want Auburn to go to jail. He only is hoping to reconcile with his child. CMP in Nanaimo say the man who is charged in the murder there Wednesday night is the son of the victim. 27-year-old Aaron Roger Harvey is now charged with second-degree murder in the death of his father, 69-year-old Roger Harvey. The two shared an apartment on Rock City Road in Nanaimo. Mounties are not yet confirming the cause of death. They say mental health issues may have been a factor in the case.
Yes, mental health issues were at play, but we're not going to discuss that because that is part of the investigative file. And at this point, there's been no cause of death attributed to the death of Mr. Harvey. Hopefully the autopsy will identify that.
RCMP say the father and son had lived in the apartment for at least 2 years together without incident. No word on cause of death, as we say. The autopsy is scheduled for Vancouver on Monday. A man we first showed you last night on CTV News has been arrested. He's Benjamin Schooner, taken into custody in Oak Bay this morning. Schooner violated conditions of his parole when he did not return to his community housing facility. A food bank in Nanaimo is getting ready for what promises to be a busy weekend. Tomorrow, the Loaves and Fishes Food Bank will officially launch its Food for You recovery program. It partners with local grocery stores, food wholesalers, and trucking companies to save food from going to waste. The food bank spent months building the infrastructure and started collecting recovered food in September of last year. Over the past 5 months, it has saved and distributed more than $200,000 worth of food that otherwise would have gone to the landfill.
Challenge that the grocery stores have is the food gets close to the best before dates, and consumers come in and they want their milk with 2 weeks before the best before, and if they've got a week left on it, people won't buy it. And so the grocery store is left with no other option but to throw it out. And we're now giving them another option where they can give it to us and we get it out to people in need.
Loaves and Fishes says the donations have been so strong that it has expanded to help other agencies. Volunteers make sure that all of the recovered food does meet the standards set by Food Banks Canada. Vancouver Island's newest radio station has a new home after spending more than a decade in the basement of the Queen's Hotel in Nanaimo. CHLY FM will now operate out of the old Globe Hotel on Front Street. The space used to be home to the Quartz nightclub and the city's last remaining exotic dance bar. The station says the new location is a good fit.
Now we are really ready to expand, and what we're going to be doing with this space is using it as a live performance to air space. So bringing in bands, bringing in artists to perform on stage and to capture the audio and video and stream it to the internet and put the audio onto the radio.
Of course, you know the station better as Chile FM. The Radio Malaspina Society owns it and has signed a 60-day temporary lease agreement with the building's owner. Chile hopes to finalize a 2-year lease with an option to buy the property.